Hi everyone, this is Val and this is my latest journal called Vintage Beauty. It measures 9 inches by 5 inches, 5.5 inches, and has an 1.5 inch spine. If you prefer that in metric, it is 223 millimetres by 140 millimetres with a 40 millimetre spine. It's covered in cream fabric with cardstock and lace and ribbons. It's got a lot of these daggy things up the top that I love, and lace edge pages as well. So there you go. It has 3 sewn-in signatures, 46 double-sided pages, plus music paper and dictionary paper, etc. It uses my own digi kit called, surprise, surprise, Vintage Beauties. Some of the ephemera in here is from my collection, and some cardstock also where I've created little flip outs and pockets and so forth to store some of the tags and so forth that are in it. To leave the coffee stained paper for journaling or so forth, I just like to leave them plain if I can. And a book page with some flowers there, and I've just used a bit of cardstock, a bit of coffee stained paper to create a little flip down, flip up with a couple of tags in the back. That's a page from the digi kit. I just love the pages like this that I've created. I think they're really pretty, and I want to point out this is actually my own grandparents' year. That's my grandma as a young bride in the 1920s. Here I've just created a multi-level pocket arrangement using a couple of envelopes with some ephemera stuck in there. Now this young lady is from Graphic Fairy's Vintage Ballerinas, which I've included in this journal as well. Just outside of that floral paper from the flower book, and I've just created a little side slide there. One of my favourite tuck spot ideas is the little doily on the edge of the page. And here's the other side of that cardstock where I've just created some pockets and tuck spots for this journal. More pages from the kit. And this clever little idea came from one of my friends in Junk Journal Down Under. And her YouTube channel, I think she's Treasured Books, so have a look at her work. She does some great videos on how to do different things in your journal. Some of them are very unique in what she shows us how to do, so do check her out. And this is the first time I've put this in a journal, but I love it. I'll probably do it more. Lined page from the DigiKit. Here I've just made an altered paper clip, and in the kit I do provide the top layer of these altered paper clips for you to use in this purpose if you wish, or any other purpose if you prefer to do something else with them. But I kind of like those. This is just the grunge paper that I used for the kit, but I've left this one plain for journaling space. Just a little side pocket here. Now I created a little notebook here simply by putting a few pages together. And on the backs I've just stamped it with that grungy lined look, and I create that just by using, what I've done here is I have a piece of cardboard which I've stripped off that top layer, so you leave that ridge bit underneath. Then I just ink that up and press it onto the paper to get the lines. I think it looks quite effective in a vintage type journal. Never put things back in quickly, do you, when you're showing off your journals? This one, I've actually turned this little vintage ballerina into an altered paper clip, and she's just holding down a generic piece of ephemera from my collection. There's a book page there. And this is just a book page from a book of famous names, famous people, and on the back of that I've just torn and edged a grungy looking piece of paper for a bit of journaling space. Another double page from the kit, and particularly lovely, I think. I quite like that look. I think I'll do more of those. Get a bit more practice in my designing. Just created this using some of my stamps and vintage items. The other side of that, or is it the first side? No, it's the other side. I had that I got sort of Vintage Bathing Beauties kind of thing, and then the other side was just vintage ads. Lined paper. The other side of that thing from Treasure Books, and here's another one of our little vintage ballerinas, and another of the little pennant shapes that I provide in the kit to make these altered paper clips. And here I've used a technique shown to me by, I think it was Carleen Cadman. You know how when you coffee staining your paper and it's so fragile when it gets wet that you often get tears? Well, I used to throw it away. And then somebody showed me how to do this and like put a little band-aid over it to join up the page. I could have made it more discreet, but I actually made it a focus of the page, and I've edged around the outside to make it stand out a bit. I actually quite like the look. More pages from the kit. Another one of those gorgeous little vintage ballerinas with a card from the kit in the back there. And this is affixed to a page of music. Rosamond from its ballet music, so I thought it was a bit fitting to have my ballet girl on there, and on the back as well, on the back of that with from the Graphics Fairy little label for the sheet. Another one of them here with this page edger. This is another page from the kit. Tried to find my collection of little envelopes to put a few in here, but unfortunately this is the only one I can find. There's like a box of them somewhere, but it'll turn up one day when I'm looking for something else, no doubt. Here I've put in some cardstock to create a series of pockets, and I simply folded it up at the bottom to show the two sides of the cardstock, and then just made a few little pockets and tuck spots on there. And on the other side I have a side pocket and this little one here. Those are from the kit, and so is this little kind of seed pocket type envelope, and inside I've just got a random piece of cardstock with that stamping on the back again. There was another one of these little seed envelope type things in the kit, but I didn't get to make it up, but that's it there. I just didn't do that. I might still do it. And that's just a random image from, excuse me, sorry about that, a cardstock image from, I think it might be called Wild and Free, but I'm not sure who makes that one. Just a piece of cardstock. Another image from the kit where I've used that grungy background and just put some flowers on this one. Because flowers are the beauty of the ages as well. I think we've always had flowers. And here's the other side of that cardstock, where on one side I've just got a belly band, and on the other just a couple of little tuck spots there. And another altered paperclip. Another page from the kit. Here I've done another one of those stamped pocket type things with a couple of random tags from other collections in it. I buy such a lot of digikits of other people's that it's almost hard to remember exactly where they came from, but I think this one might be called Sassy Women, something like that. Yeah, anyway, I think it might be Nectar's Creations, but I'm not sure. And here I've just affixed a piece of coffee stained paper to the back of the music paper, just to give a bit more journaling space. And another one of those envelopes turned into multiple pockets with some random sundry images in there from my collection of ephemera. In the back, another page from the kit, plus another little card and my own card to let everybody know who I am. And I just realised now the inner covers are cardstock from a collection from Kaiser Craft called Floral Romance, I believe. And that's it. I shall put the link to my Zibbet store where the Vintage Beauties kit is available for anyone who'd like to have a look at that. And I may also be offering some of the pages already printed up if anyone wants them. Those might be will be available if I get myself organised to do it in the boutique for Junk Journals Down Under. Thank you so much for looking. Bye now.